Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Roaring Skies. So, Nick will join us in a minute here. He'll join us here in probably less than 60 seconds. So, on the last episode of Roaring Skies, we talked about the December 10th through the 11th outbreak. Actually, we talked about a lot more because the last episode we did was last week, but you guys didn't see that. So, we are going to actually do the episode we were meant to do last
Hey,
week.
Mason.
Welcome to the stream.
Hey, buddy. Welcome back to Rolling Skies.
So, how's everybody doing this crazy weather season?
I hope all of you were doing okay out there. Hey, Mason. I know you said that you wanted to cover this outbreak specifically, but do you think we should just mention the Hurricane Melissa just briefly, if that's okay?
Okay, so there is currently a hurricane named Hurricane Melissa.
Yeah.
Which is currently in the Caribbean. It's currently projected to become a Category 5 monster.
And it's going to be the strongest hurricane in a long time to impact Jamaica. So I kind of wanted to mention that.
It'll be the strongest hurricane to ever impact Jamaica.
Yeah, so if you guys could just send your thoughts and prayers to the people of Jamaica because the next few days are going to be very, very rough for the people in Jamaica.
Like right now, okay, so okay. I just realized okay. So this format's gonna look a little different because I'm on my phone, of course.
Yeah.
The format's gonna look very different because I'm on my phone. And I can't exactly screen share stuff. Tell me what you're drinking.
Arizona sweet tea.
Oh, okay. It looks like something different.
No. It's not a beer, buddy. It's an Arizona sweet tea. I promise you that.
Yeah, Arizona sweet tea, their cans look similar to some of
yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah, I get you.
So,
but before we get into it, how's everybody doing? I hope all of you are staying safe and just send your thoughts and prayers to the people of Jamaica because these next few weeks, possibly even months or a long time maybe, are going to be very, very rough for the people of Jamaica. This storm is no joke, and it's going to turn into a monster when it makes landfall.
And also, later this week, it's also going to make landfall in Cuba as a Category 3.
Mm-hmm. So Cuba, you're up next, and it's just this is one that Mason, I think we can safely say that this will be the strongest storm of the year.
No. The one that skirted Haiti and Puerto Rico, we've had 3 Category 5 hurricanes this year.
I know, and it's been crazy, man. It's been one of the it's just been a crazy weather year in general for hurricanes and tornadoes. We had our first EF5 this year, so yeah.
Yeah,
since 2013 and more, if those who aren't familiar.
Yeah, all I can say about that is we really need to realize that there are tornadoes that people think it's actually different.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? Could you repeat that? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, did I cut out?
No, you just... I think you lagged briefly.
No, I think it's just this thing. 1 second.
Okay.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a voice setting on.
Oh, okay. Then that explains it.
Alright, so you guys, if you guys watched our episode on YouTube last week, you will know that we went ahead and talked about what we talked about all the stuff that we're going to talk about in this episode last week as well. So
yeah, I think we mentioned some of it briefly, but in this episode we're going to kind of get back into it a little bit.
So, last Sunday we actually had what is known as a sting jet. which this occurred from 4:30 in the morning to 8 o'clock in the morning. It started in central Randolph County and continued on into Indiana.
Mason, do you think I could send that picture that or do you think we could show that picture that you sent me?
What picture?
The one of the downed trees, I think, that you said. Oh wait, no, never mind, that wasn't. I don't think you took it. I think some person by the name of he was some meteorologist that took it. I cannot remember his name off the top of my
Nick
head.
Housen didn't take
Yeah.
them. He just had somebody sent it to him.
Okay, yeah. Because I think I saw it on
So
his
we don't
Facebook or
own
something.
that. We don't own the rights to that. And I'm not sure if we can show that stuff on this version. To be honest, because
Yeah.
this is off of my phone.
Yeah.
This is actually off of my phone, so. By the way, I guess I'll recap what we talked about since the very first episode.
Yeah.
So, on the first episode, we talked about the Perryville tornado. That was back on October 5th.
You mean February 28th?
No, I meant when we started the podcast. The day we started
Oh,
the podcast.
okay.
That was what I was talking about when we started the podcast. We started on
I thought
October
you mentioned
5th.
the other one. I'm sorry about that.
We started on October 5th. And then on October 12th, we talked about the December 10th through the 11th. Last week on October 19th, we talked about, I put in this document all over the place due to technical difficulties. The original plan was to cover the March 14th or the 15th, 2025, and the outbreaks leading up to the May 16th outbreak that produced the EF4 tornado that impacted Marion, Illinois.
And the outbreak had also produced the EF3 tornado that impacted St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, we also mentioned a lot of tornado outbreaks that episode.
Yeah, we did.
We mentioned the We mentioned the September 22nd, 2006 outbreak.
Yeah, I think you said there was a tornado that was down by the Bottoms and Rockwood and
literally
stuff.
not that far away from my house.
Yeah, I think you said it was by Rockwood or Cora.
It was actually that way. Like that way. Like I'm pointing to where it was.
Yeah.
It was that way and it hit parts of Little Levy Road.
Yeah.
It hit parts of Little Levy Road and it was an F4. They rated that tornado an F4. It was one of Paducah's last F4 ratings that they
before the enhanced Fujita scale came into effect.
Yeah. The enhanced Fujita scale went into effect in 2007. So, if that tornado would be re-rated, I think it would be EF5, safe to say, because...
Oh, absolutely.
Because they said that with that tornado, it produced 210 plus mile per hour winds.
Yeah. So, I think there's a bunch of tornadoes that if they would revisit them, they would get the EF5. EF5.
But I don't think they want to revisit the tornadoes that were rated before the enhanced Fujita scale.
Yeah, I understand because
I don't think they want to go back to the past. I think they just want to survey future tornadoes. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Can't play it lick a D, but you can pass that, Rob.
Okay, let's go ahead and get on topic here.
Oh, yeah.
So Mason, which one are we starting out with, bud?
We're starting off with Sting Jets.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
So I'm going to real quick go ahead and search this up.
Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the St. Louis EF3, I actually had a concert in St. Louis that was literally a couple of days later, and me and my family went to this place called The Pageant in St. Louis on Delmar Boulevard, and I seen a couple of windows blown out, and there was a couple of trees and stuff that was falling onto the road, and you could see, like, in some apartment complexes where, like, the top floors of the building and even the windows were just blown out completely, so it was definitely a crazy thing to witness driving through St. Louis.
Yeah, it was definitely a crazy situation. Like the EF3, that you could see it from the Earth Cam video. Earth Cam
Yeah,
had
I know.
a camera across the river, and you could see it from that camera.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't the tornado grow to a mile in width?
I don't remember. I'll
Because
look at it later because we're on a different segment.
yeah.
So the description of this one on Wikipedia is a stingjet is a narrow, translucent, and mesoscale airstream that depends from the mid troposphere to the surface in some extratropical cyclones. When present, stingjets produce some of the strongest surface winds in extratropical cyclones and can generate damaging winds in excess of 50 meters per second or 110 miles per hour. Stingjets are short-lived, lasting on the order of hours. The area subject to their strong winds is typically no wider than 100 kilometers or 62 miles, making their effects highly localized. Studies have indicated stingjets in the mid-latitude cyclones, primarily in the northern Atlantic and western Europe. Though they can occur elsewhere, the storms that produce stingjets have tended to follow the Sharpio-Kaiser model of extratropical development. This is going ahead and telling me tropical.
tropical.
It's talking about extratropical storms. I'm like, this occurred in southern Illinois.
No, that's crazy, weird. Ain't it? I remember you texting me and sending me the pictures and stuff like that whenever I first woke up. I remember that.
Okay, so I thought a tornado hit Steelville.
You what?
I thought a tornado hit the south part of Steelville because the trees were twisted.
Mm-hmm. But I was surprised that happened because I thought that all the severe weather for the night had blown through. I thought that weather event was a total bust for some reason. I don't know why, but yet it wasn't.
It was a bust until 5 a.m.
Yeah, I know, but I thought for the most part that the severe weather threat was over, and if we had anything else that would come, I thought it would be just like your typical thunderstorm or something like that.
And the winds continued to be strong.
Oh yeah.
They went ahead, so they finally issued a severe thunderstorm warning at 6:30 in the morning for that storm. And by the time they issued that warning, it was already going into Indiana.
Oh, so it was long gone from here already.
Yeah, so and there was a lot of damage, a lot of power outages. Most of southern Perry County, Illinois was out of power from that storm. And by the way, the reason why I don't have my headphones on is because it doesn't show my audio when I have my headphones on.
Okay.
On this for some reason, so.
You're good. But you're good, buddy. It's all good. But I gotta ask you, what storm did you say we wanted to start with again?
We were starting with the Stingjets.
Oh, yeah.
I just talked about the Sting Jets.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry. I was zoned out for a second.
it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna real quick turn this light down.
You're
So,
good. You're good. No problem. Do your thing.
all right. So the next one we're gonna talk about. Let's go ahead and go to this one. So, by the way, this information is gonna come from the National Weather Service website, and it's also gonna come from Wikipedia.
I'm gonna really quick go to Wikipedia real quick. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I just had to click that real quick.
Oh, great. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's just gonna tell me March 13th through the 16th.
Oh, the outbreak as a whole?
Yeah, it was a multi-day outbreak. So okay, so this outbreak had 118 tornadoes.
Yeah, that was a crazy night because I remember everyone at work. There was even some people.
This was for March 13th through the 16th. From March 13th through the 16th, 2025, a widespread and deadly tornado outbreak, the largest on record for the month of March, affected much of the Midwestern into the eastern United States, with additional severe weather and impacts on the East Coast. The Storm Prediction Center first issued a moderate risk for severe weather for parts of the Midwest and Southeast on March 14th, as a large upper-level trough moved west over the Rockies. The Day 2 outlook was upgraded to a tornado-driven high risk for portions of Mississippi and Alabama, making it the third ever issuance of a Day 2 high risk, with the previous two being for April 7th, 2006 and April 14th, 2012.
There is something that I do want to share because I have this thing on my screen I'm looking at right now. It shows every single tornado that occurred between the 14th through the let me see here. It shows March 14th through the 16th. I have this thing pulled up on. It just says March 14th through the 16th. Wait, let me double check.
On my screen, it says map of confirmed tornadoes and tornado warnings by the National Weather Service during the outbreak of March 14th through the 17th, 2025. Map is produced in QGIS.
There's this thing I have on my screen that I want to pull up, but it shows every single tornado that occurred during those couple-day period. But since it's on Wikipedia, do you think I could put it on here?
Yeah, I think you could put it on since it's public.
Okay.
Since it's
Let
public
me see.
information.
This. Oh, hey, is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the tornadoes that occurred from the 14th through the 16th. I'm going to try to find the ones that were closest to us. I'm going to try to zoom in. Oh.
I'm actually...
Right around here. Right around here is where me and Mason were. Right around this general vicinity. Right here. And as you can see, I'm somewhere like right along this area. And there was storms that went north.
I was actually right at Rockwood, like where that white line is. That's where I was.
Yeah, like right here?
Yeah. Like, put that mouse on the white line in Randolph County.
Oh, let me zoom in. It's not allowing me to zoom in. Hold on. I may have to back out real quick.
Like, probably put your mouse on it. Just put your mouse
I
on
am.
it.
Okay, yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit. Like right here.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, I was very close to that.
But this was the outbreak that impacted me and Mason. And Mason, I believe this was the night of the 14th that this impacted us, or the
Yes, this was the 14th.
Yeah, because
15th,
I remember. Huh?
So, it was midnight when the tornado was entering Rockwood.
Yeah, and is it this one in particular that you're talking about, or is it this one?
The Perryville one.
Mm-hmm.
That one that
Yeah, this
you have
one.
your mouse on it, or
Yeah, I have it.
I don't see it on my screen anymore. Your mouse.
Okay, let me do this. Can you see it?
No.
Okay, well, I have it on it. Let me. I'm
It's this.
trying to fix them.
So it was an EF2. There was another EF2 in northern Jackson County, and that was an EF2. There was an EF3 in Bollinger County that night. So.
And then we also have down here the EF3 tornado that went through Poplar Bluff as well.
Two EF4s right over here. And
down here in Arkansas.
Oh God, I got stuck on
2 in Arkansas.
And one of these tornadoes was the Diaz-Tuckerman tornado. And then
Mason,
what was this?
I think it was on the ground. Let me see real quick here. So
because this one all the way down here was because one of these tornadoes that's on one of these hold on, let me see this real quick. One of these tornadoes that were down here in Arkansas was the Diaz-Tuckerman tornado, and I'm gonna see if I can actually show.
Okay, so
that real quick.
The Diaz tornado, it was a high-end EF4 that caused catastrophic damage to rural neighborhoods northwest of Diaz, Arkansas. A very long track, low-end EF4 that struck 56 and Franklin, Arkansas. An EF3 tornado that killed 3 people in Bakersfield, Missouri. A long track, high-end EF3 that went through Cushman and Cave City, Arkansas, killed 3. And a low-end EF3 that killed 1 person after ripping through a trailer park near Poplar Bluff, Missouri.
And this was the setup for that day, and this was the setup of the severe weather risk. That's it. Mason, I have it pulled up. Do you see it?
Okay, so the moderate risk, that's not the widest one I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen wider.
Alright, guys, I gotta go to bed.
So, alright, so I'm gonna real quick go ahead and go through statistics. So, tornadoes is not the only threat with this storm system. There was also a winter storm aspect of this one. This was actually part of. So, this winter storm, maximum snowfall in Bear Valley, California was 32 inches of snow.
Wow.
So, 3 feet of snow.
If that's not the right one, then I want to get us the right one
Okay,
for this
so
setup.
I'm going to real quick go ahead and
the game's gotta be over by
tell you. So 118 tornadoes occurred between March 13th and the 16th. This tornado outbreak lasted 3 days, 20 hours, and 51 minutes, is what it says on this page. Tornadic winds, the highest winds was 190, and that was with the Diaz EF4 tornado.
Yeah, and I have the whole outbreak pulled up on the screen right here, and this was the outbreak as a whole. These ones up here, up by St. Louis and Arkansas, these would occur on the 14th, and then these ones down here, I think, were
Alabama, and the high risk, that's on the 15th through the 16th.
I'm going to also pull this up to...
Okay, so let's go back to statistics again. Highest gusts was... So the highest wind for tornadoes was 190, and that was the Diaz. Hey, Chris. Good night, Chris. Yeah, Chris made a brief entrance on the Roaring Skies podcast.
Yes, we did.
Let's go back to the weather aspect. So the highest non-tornadic gust reported was 95 miles per hour on the 14th. And this was at a small mountain subrange called the St. Augustine Mountains. This is east of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Yeah, 95 mile per hour winds occurred in New Mexico that day. And then 3 different locations went ahead and reported hail of 2.75 inches. Which I think that's golf ball size, I believe.
Yeah. Alrighty, I'm trying to pull something up. I apologize for being quiet. I'm trying to pull this up real quick. I want to pull up the pictures of these tornadoes and the ones that and then the ones that were associated with this outbreak. I want to pull this one up right now. This is...
Okay. So 2.75 is tennis ball size.
And then this one right here is the Diaz tornado. This one right here is the Diaz tornado. Huh?
We can't show that.
Oh. It's on Wikipedia.
Yeah, but sometimes Wikipedia goes ahead and pulls off pages that they're not supposed to. Like, we would have to get permission from the people who own it.
Yeah. But I will show this one, though, real quick. Let me show this real quick. I'm going to show this real quick. This is the list of all the tornadoes that occurred right here. Let me go up. This says Friday. It says from March 13th through the 16th, a historic, widespread, and deadly tornado outbreak took across the United States. And this outbreak...
3 of them were EF4s.
Yep, that's right there. And then one of the and there was 20 F0s, 53 F1s, 31 F2s, 11 EF3s, and 3 EF4s.
It's surprising that there was more EF3s, EF2s, EF1s than EF0s.
I know. And these are all the tornadoes. The red ones you see, ladies and gentlemen, are EF4s. And let me just go through one of the EF4s. You was talking to one the other day.
One was on the ground for 119 miles.
Let me scroll down to that right here.
And then the one that impacted parts of Independence and Jackson counties in Arkansas was on the ground for 16 miles. I think that's what it said.
The one that was for this one was on the ground for 118. It says the Diaz one was on the ground for 18 miles.
That's not the Diaz tornado, by the way. That's the Tuckerman tornado. The other one is the Diaz tornado.
And by the way, there was a couple of EF2 tornadoes that did strike near St. Louis, and particularly this one right here that was near Chesterfield and Florissant. This one right here would be on the ground.
There was also an EF2 tornado that occurred in Perryville, which was very close to me, actually, because I was at my grandma's at the time. I was not at... So, I was at my grandma's, and we sheltered in my Uncle Terry's room, which wasn't the best idea, because he told us that room is not the safest area to shelter in. Like, we didn't know where else to shelter because most of the house is windowed.
Yeah.
They actually,
And mind you, one of
the
these
meteorological synopsis, I'm going to real quick go into this. So, as early as March 7th, the Storm Prediction Center began monitoring the threat of severe weather posed by a large-scale trough ejection over the high plains and upper Midwest. At that point, the large spread in possible outcomes represented in numerical weather prediction computer models prevented the SPC from designating a specific area at risk. By March 9th, a 15% risk area was introduced for March 14th over the Mississippi River Valley and for March 15th over the South. These areas were both upgraded to a 30% risk for severe weather on March 10th as multiple forecast models began to come into agreement on all hazard threats of tornadoes, wind, and hail, including a supercell focus mode, potentially evolving into a QLCS threat, which is a squall line, for all of you guys that don't know new weather terminology.
Exactly. But I want to mention these two tornadoes briefly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But like I said, there was several tornadoes that happened to be around or near the St. Louis metro. Like one of the tornadoes that was around St. Louis was the Chesterfield, Missouri tornado. This tornado was rated an EF2. It was on the ground for 20.67 miles. It grew to a width of 800 yards. And as you can see, there's widespread damage to homes, outbuildings, power poles, and trees occurred, including some homes that had their roofs at least partially removed. The tornado also crossed a runway at the St. Louis Lambert International Airport, and then there was one that was over here near Arnold. This one was on the ground for 25.33 miles, a width of 850 yards. And as you can see, dozens of homes suffered roof damage and exterior wall damage, excluding some that had their roofs at least partially removed. Mobile homes and outbuildings were heavily damaged or destroyed, and many trees were snapped or uprooted. A business in Arnold suffered roof damage. The tornado entered St. Louis County, where it caused more roof damage in Oakville before dissipating east of the Jefferson's Barracks National Cemetery.
I was trying to describe the synopsis.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we talked about the tornadoes.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, an outlook on March 11th described the March 14th system as maliciously intense upper cyclone with a second upper level trough expected to produce severe weather on March 15th. On March 13th, the SPC upgraded the risk for March 14th into a moderate risk over parts of the middle Mississippi Valley, including much of Illinois and Missouri, alongside small parts of Iowa, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Texas. Not Texas, Tennessee. The risk was described as a regional outbreak of severe weather driven by the risk of storms producing swaths of damaging winds, potentially in excess of 75 plus mile per hour over the region, with areas further south expected to be conducive to the development of strong tornadoes later in the day. The outlook for March 15th was also upgraded to a moderate risk as the environment more conducive for significant tornadoes, as favorable wind profiles alongside moderate instability produced the conditions necessary for robust updrafts and intense supercells. A conditional risk was also highlighted further north into Ohio and Kentucky, which were expected to face a primarily non-severe event reliant on the intensity of convection further south that could stabilize the atmosphere. That day, as the system moved through the west coast, it spawned a high-end EF0 tornado in the Los Angeles area. At 1730Z, the day 2 outlook on March 14th, a high risk was introduced over parts of Mississippi and Alabama, driven by the risk of tornado, risk of the tornado outbreak. This was the third time the Storm Prediction Center issued a high risk for its day 2 outlook since 2006. The other two occurring on April 7th, 2006 and April 14th, 2012.
Mason, is this the one you're talking about? Because I got it pulled up for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was the day 2, correct?
No, this one's the day 1.
Okay, so the day 1, I think, and the day 2, I don't think they changed much. If I remember correctly, they didn't change much.
No, and here you can see, this is the high risk right here that Mason's talking about.
So the March 14th outbreak, so the high risk covered majority of Illinois and a majority of Iowa. It also covered a majority of Mississippi, majority of Western Tennessee, and if I remember correctly, the Diaz tornado occurred in a slight risk and a moderate risk area.
If you can see my mouse, I think the Diaz tornado occurred right about in this corridor between the orange and the red, like right about here.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, as you can see, that EF4 that Mason's talking about occurred somewhere right about here, in the corridor between the enhanced and the moderate.
Okay,
and this, ladies and gentlemen, is not just the only... Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm going to try to... Something I'm going to try to pull up real quick for all of us. Let me see if I can find it.
I need to real quick go ahead and go to the weather, to weather.gov. I'm going to real quick look at that tornado real quick.
Okay. And let me see here. Meteorological synopsis. I had to. So, going to real quick change offices, go to national. Really? But Mason, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and briefly put this on the screen about the Diaz tornado. I'm gonna briefly put this on the screen. The description of it.
Oh, I'm already in it.
Oh, you are? Okay, so you don't need me to put it on the screen?
Hold on. What the?
Well, here, I'll still put it on the screen for those who are familiar.
Put it up there because I'm trying to find it, and they But this is the description of the Diaz tornado, ladies and gentlemen, that would occur on this night, and this was the Max Diaz Campbell Station, Arkansas EF4. It says this very large and violent tornado first developed at 11:17 p.m. on March 14th in the small community of Departy, however you pronounce it, near Depart Creek Road, initially snapping these limbs. The tornado quickly intensified to low and EF2 intensity, snapping several power poles along Buzzard Roast Road, along Meadow Lake, several poles. Okay, let me real quick say something. Yeah. I think that town is called Dupree. Yeah. I apologize for butchering, and I'm going to have to zoom in a little more because it's real blurry on my screen.
Okay, there we go. It was just a little blurry on my screen. I couldn't really see it all that well.
So Dupree. It formed in Jackson County. Yeah, that would be in the enhanced and moderate that it occurred in. It was on the ground. Oh, wait. That tornado.
But I'm a Mason. Do you want me just to continue?
That's not the one that That's not the one that
But still, let's make a brief mention of this one though. It says several homes were extensively damaged and multiple trees were snapped at EF1 intensity before the tornado crossed DeParty Creek in Jackson County. The tornado grew in size and intensity as it traversed through rural areas. As the tornado crossed AR 14 east of Max, it became violent and struck Jones Farm at low end EF4 intensity. A well-built office building was leveled. A one-story home in front of the office building was mostly leveled, with only one bathroom remaining. Another home sustained similar devastation. 4 soybean silos were destroyed. A farming equipment building was mangled with 2 metal pillars yanked out of the ground. A large metal tank was thrown and mangled by the tornado. And several large metal buildings were leveled and swept away. Large hardwood trees were also severely debarked and denuded. A trailer was thrown 100 yards onto a home, injuring a resident sheltering in the home. The tornado reached its peak with a width of 1,760 yards as it was impacting this neighborhood. And then that's the description. Do you think I should hold on? Do you think I should show this picture down at the bottom of the screen or no?
we'd have to get permission for it.
All right, but that is the Dias tornado that Mason was mentioning earlier. So I will give it back to you.
Okay, so let me real quick go ahead and tell you about this one. So this is off of Paducah. So an ongoing tornado that produced EF4 damage in Arkansas crossed into Ripley and Butler County, Missouri, where it did EF2 damage along FF Highway, southeast of Pointer. One person was slightly injured when their manufactured home was pushed and overturned. Traveling northeast, the tornado caused up to 500 yards wide at some points, causing widespread severe damage to hundreds of trees across Ripley County. Several homes and outbuildings were damaged by falling trees. No, the peak winds, max tornado rating, and peak with all occurred in Arkansas. National Weather Service Little Rock confirmed that tornado produced EF2 damage in Ripley. So I guess that tornado went ahead and max peak shoot. So this tornado in total was on the ground for 118 miles.
Let me go ahead and pull that up.
And the majority of that track was in the Little Rock National Weather Service office area.
Let me see if I can pull this up.
Only 25 miles of that track was in the Paducah National Weather Service area.
Let me pull this up on screen. Which one were you talking about by chance? I'll go ahead and pull it up on screen.
Okay, so this tornado hit Fair Dealing, Missouri.
Okay, yep. I just wanted to make sure. I was pretty sure I had the right one, but I'll go ahead and share it. Hold on. And there we go. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah.
And this right here is the one Mason was talking about. This one right here.
And the other, it's also showing the on this map thing that they have right here, it's also showing the EF4 that occurred in Independence and Jackson counties. Which, that was the strongest tornado of the outbreak, but it wasn't the longest tornado on the ground. The tornado went through Stone, Izard, Sharp, Randolph in Arkansas, and Ripley and Butler counties in Missouri was the longest tracking tornado of the outbreak.
Go ahead and keep just scrolling down in case people are curious and want to read any of this right here.
Okay, I think we need
while we're at, and since I already had that one pulled up, while we're at it, do you want me to go ahead? Do you want to go ahead and briefly mention the Poplar Bluff tornado? Because I can pull that one up real quick.
Okay, so Nick, I know I hate to cut off that segment, but we need to move on to a different outbreak.
Okay, no problem. I can go to Wikipedia and I'm gonna look it up for us real quick. Which one are you wanting to do the April 2nd one?
All right, so I'm going to read this real quick. A significant severe thunderstorm and tornado outbreak impacted our region during the afternoon and evening on May 16th. Discrete supercells formed across southern Missouri and Illinois during the afternoon and moved east. These storms produced numerous tornadoes, many of which were strong to violent. Along with very large hail, several locations observed multiple severe thunderstorms since the initial storms developed well ahead of the cold front, with another round formed right ahead of it. Eventually, upscale growth led to more significant damaging wind threat, with straight-line winds of 60 to 90 mile per hour winds occurring across portions of western Kentucky between 8 and 10 p.m. In the days following the event, National Weather Service surveys were conducted and determined that 10 tornadoes occurred across our region. 7 of these were strong EF2 plus, with the highest being rated an EF4 that ravaged the southern part of Williamson County, just south of Marion. We issued a rare tornado emergency for this storm. This was the highest.
Look that up for you.
This was the highest rated damage from a tornado within one of our 58 counties since the December 10th, 2021 violent tornado that struck western Kentucky. There were also 2 EF3 tornadoes with this event, one of which caused 2 fatalities as it struck north of Sykeston, and the other occurring just south of Morgansfield, Kentucky in Union County.
And this is the setup on May 16th, and and me and Mason talked about this for days about what would possibly happen and what would for sure come our way. And then I remember famously telling you one night before I went to bed, Mason, we won't know what tomorrow will bring, but one thing is for certain, that it's not looking good. And I remember vividly telling you that.
And I was literally live during the Marion one, and I heard KFES say the National Weather Service just sent us a message saying they're about to issue a tornado emergency.
Yep, and I'll go ahead and drop this real quick and pull this, and I'll go ahead and pull the Wikipedia. I'll go ahead and pull the Wikipedia.
I have it on the weather.gov page from Paducah.
But I'll put this here just in case anybody is curious or lived in this area and is just curious and would like to read what all this tornado did. But Mason, I remember whenever I saw the debris ball on radar as it was going south of Marion, I remember, I think, messaging you and telling you that this should be a tornado emergency for what's going on, because in one scan,
They literally issued one literally a second later.
yeah, I know, it's almost like, wow, perfect timing. Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
So this tornado was on the ground from 6:15 through 6:32.
And then the tornado, and then here is all of this right here, and all that Mason is discussing right now.
All right, let me go down real quick. Oh, it's not going to show me. They didn't do a normal tornado thing that they usually do. Like, they went ahead and put maps instead. So can you real quick go to the weather.gov website and go to the video line and go to event summaries and press May 16th, 2025?
Yeah, let me take this off the screen. You said
it's
weather.
Off the screen already.
Okay, you said weather.gov?
Yes, weather.gov/PAH.
.gov H, you said?
PAH. Or you could put Paducah, because it will pop up.
Okay, here. I'll put the NWS on for Paducah, Kentucky. And I will go ahead and...
So press climate and past weather, go to weather summaries, event summaries, weather. And...
I see certified weather data.
Okay, past weather. Hover over climate and past weather and go down to event summaries.
Give me 1 second, hold on.
And it'll show you it.
Observe weather, climate, no.
Hold on. Okay, so hover, like, have your mouse hover over climate and past weather, then go down to event summaries.
It's not show. Oh, there it is. For the latest climate forecast, see climate. No, that's the wrong one. Never mind. You might have to put it on this screen, because for some reason it's not showing it on my screen. You might have to look it up on yours. Hold on.
I can't do it on mine.
Let me try again. Hold on.
So hover over climate and past weather. Like, have your mouse, don't click on it.
Okay, I'll show you what's on my screen right now. Oh, wrong thing. Sorry. Still getting used to this live streaming thing, y'all. I apologize. But here, I'll put this on my screen right now, and that way...
It just went ahead and was like... Alright, hover over climate and past weather.
Oh, here it is.
Hover. I said hover. Over. Don't click on it.
My bad.
Hover over it, go down to event summaries. Click on that. Scroll down. There you go.
And here I'll go ahead and goes to the EP4 track for the Marion tornado. Let me see if I can zoom in. All you have to do is
zoom in. Like, you can zoom in with your mouse.
Yeah.
So
let me show this right here. This is the tornado we are talking about currently. Yeah. As you can see, there's Marion right there. The tornado emergency was issued, I think, once it got like right around here by Hudgens or something like that.
Yeah, they issued like a tornado emergency for southern Williamson County and the majority of Saline County.
All right, I will go ahead and zoom in just a little bit more and see if we can find some... Trying to find the damage indicators. Let me see.
Okay, so zoom out real quick and then zoom it. Okay, I don't think it has the indicators on there.
Okay, but this is the EP4 that we were talking about that struck south of Marion. Because I kid you not, Mason, in this...
Just to the east of 57. Zoom in real quick.
Just to the east of 57, you said?
Yeah, east of I-57. Look at Marion. Towards Marion. Zoom in. Go down.
Oh, there they are. All
That's
right,
the-
and I'll go ahead.
Real quick,
And I'll go ahead and start. And I'm going to go from the start to the time it got to EF4. So this is some of the first damage we got right here. Let me click this off real quick.
Oh, I
and
need
then
to
this
real
is
quick
when
deal with-
this is some of the first damage the tornado caused. There was large branches knocked down 1 to 3 inches in diameter, and the tornado was EF0 intensity, and that's the first thing of devastation from it. And I'm gonna go ahead and click this one. And whoops. I'm
By the
sorry
way,
I keep zooming in, but
It's going to be pretty much the same damage indicators till you get to I-57.
I know. And I'm gonna ramp up to when this tornado became an EF1, and this is some of the damage right
And this was-
about.
And this was
Here.
the same damage.
Yep.
It's literally the same damage as it was doing with the EF1. So real quick, let's just skip to the EF2 damage.
Yeah. Let me back out real quick. Let me click.
You just
off
have to
of
press
that real
X on
quick.
it up there.
I know. All right. It just goes straight from EF1 to EF. I
3.
think it goes straight to EF3. Yeah. So let me go to the EF3 damage, and there is no photo available for this currently. So I will just go ahead and let Mason read this off. Or would you like me to?
I cannot exactly see it.
Okay, but this is the first EF3 damage indicator. A 1 to 2 family residences, and most walls collapsed except small interior rooms. The tornado at this point was an EF3 tornado that had maximum wind speeds of 165 miles per hour. And here's some of the comments. Walls collapsed on prison staffed housing. Was not permitted to survey closer or take photos for prison security. Analysis done via satellite imagery. And now we're going to go to this right here, the next EF3 damage indicator. And this tornado started ramping up once it got along this road right here, because that's when I started seeing the debris ball.
I-57.
Yeah, once it started ramping up once it got this way, and then
Interstate 57.
yeah, Interstate 57, and the trees were debarked with only stubs of the
Look
largest
how wide
branches
that
remaining.
tornado was.
I know. Hold on.
Like, by the way, that's how wide it was whenever it was there.
Mm-hmm. Whoopsie.
It's okay.
But by this point, once the tornado was getting ready to be near 57, you said the tornado was an EF3 with maximum wind speeds of 150 miles per hour. And here's some of the comments. Severely debarked and stub trees noted just west of Interstate 57. Large double wooden post transmission line snapped at the base noted as well. And then
I think we should skip to the EF4 damage.
Yeah, let me zoom out because, here's the EF2 damage. So we'll just briefly just look at that real quick. And the tornado fluctuated, and there were some points where houses got EF2 damage, or where there was EF2 damage and when there was EF3 damage. And trees were snapped and all of that right there. So let me go ahead and zoom out and go to the first EF4.
The EF4 damage, you literally zoomed out right where it was.
Right here. It occurred right by. Does that say Zesley? Zesley and Kyler, and
it's along the line.
Here's the first EF4 damage, and I think we can show this. But this was when the tornado reached EF4 intensity. Destruction of engineered or well-engineered residents swept clean. And by this point, the tornado reached EF4 intensity with max wind speeds of 190 miles per hour. And here are some comments from here's some comments right here. And the comments go as follows. 2-story home built in 2003 at 12928 Kyler Court, completely swept away with slab cleared and debris scattered into wooded area behind the home. Trees behind the homes were reduced to stubs. Residents were not home at the time the tornado struck. Analysis by the NWS, damage surveyors, and structural engineering experts experts, excuse me,
Expert.
showed that everything above the floor diaphragm of the home was removed. The stubs were toenailed, and there was evidence of partially engineered wood being removed. The extreme tree stubbing combined with the typical construction methods of the home support an estimated peak wind speed of 190 miles per hour. And I will go ahead and show one of the. I will go ahead and take this off real quick and show you one of the photos that I have found on here. Let me click it real quick, and this is some of the damage that was produced right here. This right here.
Yeah, so that is an indicator of EF4 damage, and Paducah did note that the Marion tornado was their strongest tornado they ever surveyed.
And mind you, this
surveyed.
Yeah.
Besides, it was the strongest tornado that they've surveyed since the Mayfield tornado, was what they said.
Yeah, and and before this tornado, let me show you another photo real quick. And before this tornado, I think wasn't the strongest tornado that we had before this the Washington, Illinois tornado, I believe.
No, it was actually the Mayfield tornado.
No, that just struck Illinois.
Oh, Illinois.
Yeah. And then here's some more of the damage for those who are curious on where the EF4 indicators came from.
To be honest, I'm not for sure.
And then after that, here's another photo.
I would think it would be September 22nd, 2006 F4,
Yeah.
but that's that most of the damage there was in Missouri.
Yeah. Here's some more of the damage when this tornado reached EF4 intensity. Let me show you this right here. Let me turn my camera back on real quick. You see this, Mason?
Does it look... Is that cracks in the foundation?
This home was swept clean off the foundation.
It looks like a bush went ahead and...
And now let me back out of that and show you a...
Your camera's off, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to figure this all out. I apologize about that. All right, let me go ahead and show you some more damage because there's 4 photos altogether. Well, let's see here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and skip the 4th photo and go ahead and go straight to the 4th one because this other one just shows the structure.
Okay,
so I'm going to go ahead
all right. Let's real quick briefly talk about the St. Louis tornado.
Let me share this
real
quick.
You can also, on that map, go to the St. Louis one for the damage indicators.
And then this is some more of the EF4 damage that occurred on this day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to briefly go back and show this again. And just for some reference, whoopsie. Let me go back and fix that real quick.
No, it's okay. We've already been on here for like 64 minutes now.
And to think, ladies and gentlemen, this was a home at one point. And now let me go back to this and then show you that's where this and that and this is where the EF4 indicators came from. And this was just one of multiple tornadoes that would occur on this day. This one was actually after the EF3 that struck St. Louis, which, Mason, you want to talk about that one? I will go ahead and pull that one up for you right now. Just give me 1 second.
Go back to that map real quick. Real quick, share the map because it'll also show it to you.
I'm going to go ahead and share it real quick. And here's the EF3 that struck St. Louis.
And zoom in real quick, see if it also pops up it pops it up too.
And this tornado, ladies and gentlemen, would grow to a mile in width. And whenever I said I was at a concert, just literally a few days later, I was right about, let me see if I can find it. It was right along Del Mar Boulevard. Let me see. Oh, it was right here at the pageant. So as you can see, it was like the pageant is right around here where I went to my concert at. It was not far from where the tornado was. We actually had to go through Del Mar Boulevard to get there. And let me show you some of the damage that I saw whenever I was in St. Louis. A uplift of roof deck and loss of significant roof covering material, collapse of chimney, garage,
I
doors,
wonder where all the
collapse
EF3
inward
damage
failure
occurred.
of porch or hold on, let me see.
Because
And this is some of the damage I saw whenever I was heading to the
I'm gonna move this real
show.
quick.
and I can like we could have showed it. Okay.
This is some of the damage that I saw whenever I was going to the concert, because this isn't very far from where the concert venue is. I tried to find one that was near Del Mar Boulevard, but this is some of the stuff I saw whenever I was in St. Louis. But I will pull up the EF3 damage right now. Let
Okay,
me go back to the EF3 damage, and I'll pull up one of the first indicators of EF3 damage right here. Let me zoom in.
Oh,
Yada, yada, yada.
screen's not on.
Oh, no, I'm gonna put it back on. I just had to briefly go to this. This is the first EF3 indicator right here on Page Boulevard to North Euclid Avenue right here, and the damage indicator, it said put all walls collapsed. The tornado at this point was an EF3 with wind speeds of
Euclid
147
Avenue?
miles per hour.
I think it's Euclid Avenue.
Yeah. I'm a Page Boulevard and Euclid, but I will go ahead and briefly go ahead and whoopsie.
I think it's Euclid Avenue because
Let me go back.
I think it's like saying Europe.
Yeah, Euclid is what it's called. And I will go ahead and put the first EF3 damage indicator on the screen right now.
Oh,
And this is where the first bit of EF3 damage took place. Right along Page Boulevard and Euclid Road.
you can also zoom into it by pressing it.
There we go.
Okay, so this occurred in the city of St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, let me reiterate something. I saw on traffic cameras during this tornado that there were people stopping on the interstate under overpasses, putting millions of people at risk. So, here's another thing to say. Do not, for any circumstance, park under an overpass.
Do not stop under an overpass for any means. You are better off with getting out of your vehicle and going into a ditch or finding a substantial shelter because all a overpass is just a death trap. And Mason, could you by chance take over for just 1 second? I have to go get a drink. My throat's getting a little dry. I will be right back.
Okay. So with that tornado and all that, we did have one more after that we had another outbreak on May 20th that I'm going to briefly talk about. I'm going to briefly talk about May 20th. So on May 20th, we actually had an EF1 tornado impact Cape Girardeau.
Alrighty, I am back. I'm going to show another picture of the EF3 damage.
I moved on to something else.
I still kind of want to. I still want to just show the EF3 damage.
I wanted to briefly talk about the May 20th outbreak.
All right, let me show this picture real quick. This is another EF3 indicator right here, and this. Oops. I put the wrong one. Whoopsie. Let me go to share.
It's okay.
And then here's this. And let me go to the description of this. This was a collapse of interior walls. Closed space interior walls remain standing. At this point, this tornado had wind speeds of 140 miles per hour. And wow, they have a lot of photos from this spot as it's moving from Page Boulevard and getting ready to cross onto Euclid Avenue. So I will go ahead and put some more of those photos on the screen momentarily. Give me one second.
Nick, I know it's... I think we should move on.
But let me show one more thing and then we can move on because
Okay.
I want to briefly emphasize how crazy this tornado was, because I was watching this on Ryan Hall's stream, everybody, and I'd say like right around I can't really show you if I don't got it on the screen now, can I? I'm sorry. But I believe I want to say, Mason, right around here along Forest Parkway, once it got near Dr. Martin Luther King Drive, is whenever I started seeing the debris ball on radar.
Okay, so real quick, we're gonna start talking about the May 20th outbreak.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Okay, let me type that in.
So May 20th. So, the May 20th, 2025 outbreak, you had a close call.
Yeah, let me look that
You were
up
at
real
work.
quick.
They
Yeah,
issued tornado warning while you were at work.
Yeah, let me.
It was that night.
Let me look it up real quick.
It's on the Paducah one. It's not allowing me to have it up on my screen, so...
Okay, I'll go to weather.gov/Paducah and then climate and
go
past
to the
weather
thing and then go to 20th.
and then the 20th. All right. I will go down. Let me see if I can find. All right. This is the event that Mason is talking about, and he said that I had a close call at work, and I will show that tornado briefly. On this day, there was a couple of it was mostly EF1s and EF0s and a couple EFUs. So I'm going to put this on the screen, and here you go, Mason. I'll go ahead and zoom in.
Those tornado outbreaks. That tornado outbreak was just smaller tornadoes, but that EF0 in parts of St. Louis County, there's also one in Iron and not Jefferson County, Iron, and that one in Iron County actually appeared on debris signature. And I remember
I was actually at work when all this was taking place. I wasn't even paying attention to the weather on this day because to me it was just a typical day at work.
And they last second, like I told you at work, I'm like, hey, they last minute upgraded the risk to a level 3. They upgraded it to a level 3 last second. Oh, there was also tornadoes in Alabama apparently.
Whoopsie, I did not mean to do that.
On there?
I apologize. Let me fix that real quick.
It's okay. Nick. The one that I'm more focused on, I think, is the one that hit north of Perry Gerosher, and the one that
I'm gonna go back to that.
And the one that hit Cape Girardeau. The one that hit Cape Girardeau occurred at 1 in the morning on the 20th.
I will go ahead and pull that one.
By the way, that was the third tornado that impacted Cape Girardeau in 2025.
And here's the tornado that Mason is talking about. I'll go ahead and zoom in right here.
And and that tornado definitely there was a lot going on with that one. That was an EF1. It impacted Cape Splash, which is a water park. They had to close that water park at opening week.
I'm trying to find Cape Splash. Where would that be at? let me go ahead and figure that out for a second.
I don't really know where it'd be, to be honest with you, buddy.
But
I don't think
we
it
can
would tell
do.
you.
I'll just do some of the damage right here by the Budget Inn Motel and Restaurant. This tornado at this point, whenever it was hitting Cape Girardeau, this damage right here is noted as an EF0 with a small professional building, doctor's office, branch, banks. Okay, and then the level of damage was the loss of roof covering right here, and then the wind blew out the bank sign right here. And let me go to some more damage indicators.
Go to the EF1 damage indicator.
Yeah, right. Oops, whoopsie. I'm sorry, my mouse is acting crazy tonight.
It's okay. Oh, that's the Cape Splash. Oh no.
Well,
Oh no.
yep,
Oh no.
what?
My camera looks like I literally looked to my camera for a second. It looked like my nose was about to bleed.
You're good. If you need to go wipe your nose real quick, I can take over.
I think okay, so all right, I think we have almost all the topics that we were going to talk about this week.
Yeah, but I am since you talked about this tornado, I have it. Go ahead if you want to talk about this. I have it pulled up, and I have a photo at the bottom of my screen of Cape Splash. So if you want to go ahead and just briefly mention this before we mention the one that struck near my work, then we can go ahead and just end it, buddy.
I think we can end it now so that we can go ahead and prepare for next week.
But before we end this, I just want to briefly mention these tornadoes. Mason said there was a EF1 tornado that struck Cape Splash and Cape Girardeau. This is the photo right here. Let me go ahead.
I can actually. Oh, I could actually zoom in on my phone there and show it.
And is this what you were talking about with Cape Splash?
Yeah, that was the damage that occurred at Cape Splash, which is a water park in Cape Girardeau.
Okay, and then we will.
And then there was another one that impacted northern Randolph County.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up right now briefly. Let me just make a quick disclaimer here. I was actually at work during the time of this tornado because I was watching max velocity on my break whenever the storm was getting ready to cross the river. And my job is over here in this little town right here called Redbud. And then once the storm crossed the river, Mason started messaging me and telling me what was going on. And
I was kind of a little bit mad at the National Weather Service in St. Louis. I'm going to be honest there, because they were issuing blanket tornado warnings.
Yeah.
That night. They were issuing a tornado warning instead of severe thunderstorm warnings for QLCS.
Yeah.
Like, there was a tornado warning for all of Jefferson County, all of St. Louis County at some point.
And we even have an EFU over here by in between Fletcher and Briarwood Estates. But back to on topic about this one. Let me look up some of the damage it caused by roach. There's only 3 damage indicators, so I'll just look at this one right here. This is some of the damage, and then this right here, and then.
And I can just zoom in real quick and
Okay, here I'm gonna leave it right there for you to zoom into.
The next day, sorry.
You're good, bud.
Okay, so I think we have to go ahead and so next week we're going to be talking about the high risk day. Then March 9th we will evaluate what we talk about from there.
Absolutely.
Starting on November 16th, we're going to talk about winter events and ice storm events. Then we're going to start talking about hurricanes on January 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have an anniversary episode of the Perryville tornado which occurred on February 28th, 2017, on March 15th, March 1st, regardless of if we have a interview or not.
Go to just looking at
And
something.
March 8th through April 16th is to be determined for the section, but we'll likely return to our normal tornado outbreak sections.
Yeah.
And our last episode of this season will be April 26th, 2026, unless we extend it, which is definitely possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for those who don't know, me and Mason both have separate YouTube channels. I am still figuring out this Riverside stuff, but once I'm able to figure it out, I will be posting on my channel. You can check us out separately on both of our channels. This is just when me and him come together and just talk about weather events that just pique our interest. So we appreciate all of you for taking the time out of your day to check us out and share us, and just for taking the time to listen to us talk for nearly an hour and a half. So we thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, and God bless all of you.
So we have so next we'll go ahead and next week we'll let you know what we're going to talk about. So it's actually, we're going to talk about the high risk, because that's definitely one to note.
Absolutely.
Because Paducah said that that was their most tornadoes surveyed ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever is what they said. They surveyed 23 tornadoes in their viewing area, in their CWA. So we'll talk about that next week. I hope you guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you for watching us, and stay weather aware and stay safe, everybody. Y'all be safe, okay?
Also, do not go ahead and put the Sting Jets.
Oh man, that's funny. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that's funny, bro.
I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend.
Stay
and
safe,
also,
everybody.
And also, oh my goodness. All right, we're just gonna end it here.
Yeah, take it easy, y'all.
Bye, guys.